Back in Sapporo, Japan, for the NHK Trophy final flight of the free dance. Fourth at Europeans from Russia, Victoria Sinitsina, Nikita Katsalapov had a great season last year, won 2 Grand Prix medals, made the top 10 at Worlds. They trained last year in Detroit with Charlie-year-old coach Marina Zueva, their best success as a team. This year, they're back and forth between Russia, Detroit. We're fourth at the Cup of China and will interpret the Tango Ballet from Astor Piazzolla. Fourth after the short program.
Here in their circular step sequence, you can see they're adding as many Argentine tango flavor steps as possible to really make it sort of flow with the rest of the program. And that can be quite difficult to do in these step sequences. There's so many edges and turns you have to focus on. So, I think that's a good step in the right direction for them to push themselves in that area. A little bit of a loss of balance from him on the first twizzle, from her on the second.
And that's something that we didn't see as much for them last year. They seem to be more tidy, thus a success. And Charlie, I feel like there's so much to like about this team. I see a ton of potential. No reason why they can't be at the top of the game, but watching this interpretation while he faces her, he never really sees her.
Absolutely. And so much of the Argentine tango is about the relationship between the two dancers. And you get the sense that for them, it's more about sort of the show outwards. And so I think they're missing an opportunity to really capitalize on this music and the feeling that is created within Argentine steps.
Victoria, Sinitsina, Nikita, Katsalapov. A couple of untidy moments in that program. It is still partway through the season, but boy, they need to truly build, Charlie, before the World Championships. I always feel a little bit like they're doing less than what they could.
Yeah, and for me, in watching this program, it just doesn't look like it's been trained enough. You could see them sort of gasping for air, maybe halfway through, and that really affected their ability to relate to one another, to stay into the ice, to maintain the integrity of their edges in their last footwork sequence. And so they left a lot of points on the board, and I have a feeling it's just a question of training. And for a team that's changed coaches a bit and moved around, from the U.S. to Russia, it's tough to keep the integrity of your training going. And for me, I definitely felt that in this performance today. And there's some challengers, some kids coming up in the Russian ice dancing world that are challenging them right now. So they've gone from challenging for the Russian top spot to just trying to make that podium.
Fourth after the short program, about 3 points out of podium position. So hitting just over 100. And that brings him into first place at this point. Top scores this season are 115 points.
And for that level of talent, that score should be disappointing.